we're getting towards the end of the free agency profiles that we're going to be doing now for this free agency class. As free agency is looming, and we don't have a lot of more Lions guys in terms of talent-wise that we need to necessarily talk about like that. But Tim Patrick is one of the last few remaining I do want to talk about. Now, Tim Patrick, we signed him after the preseason. We did not have a wide receiver 3 after the preseason. Nobody stepped up. DPJ, Tom Kennedy, Maurice Alexander, none of those guys stepped up and became wide receiver 3. We only had 4 wide receivers to start the year on the 53-man roster. St. Brown, J-Mo, Khalif Raymond, and Isaiah Williams. Khalif Raymond was our wide receiver 3 to start the season. That was not good. But before the first game of the season, we ended up signing Tim Patrick and Allen Robinson. Now, I did see a tweet today when this was made. This is, again, being recorded on a Sunday, that Allen Robinson is contemplating retirement. And I'm a big Allen Robinson fan. You know that. He's one of my favorite wide receivers, not in Lions history, but in NFL history. I know he only had 3 catches for us this past season, but I loved when he was on the Bears. Not the fact that he was on the Bears, but I just love the player. Um, um, and I really hope Allen Robinson comes back for one more year. I really hope he does to win a Super Bowl. But if he is going to retire, shout out to Allen Robinson, man. You're one of my favorite receivers of all time if you're saying this. But the guy we're talking about today is Tim Patrick. We signed him and Allen Robinson before the season started to be wide receiver 3 or 4. And Tim Patrick took the wide receiver 3 role over Allen Robinson, and Allen Robinson ended up being wide receiver 4, while Khalif Raymond got booted down to wide receiver 5. Tim Patrick, great size. Kind of reminds me of Kenny Galladay type size. One of the biggest receivers we've actually had since Kenny Galladay. 6'5", 210. Kenny Galladay, I believe, was 6'4", 215. Tim Patrick is 31 years old. Will be turning 32 at the end of next season from Utah. Really good year this past season. 33 receptions, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty solid. Now, he's only played 5 years in his NFL career, even though he's 31 years old. I know that sounds crazy, but the guy could just never stay healthy. He could never stay healthy. He missed the 2022 and 2023 season due to a torn ACL. I believe he tore his ACL twice. He missed 2022 and 2023 season. But was a very talented receiver before that. His rookie year, he is a former UDFA, by the way. His rookie year, played every single game, 315 yards, 1 touchdown. Solid, especially for UDFA. 2019, played 8 games, did miss 8, 218, 0 touchdowns. That's actually really good production for missing half the season. He would have ended up with around 450, somewhere around there. 2020, 15 games played, best career season, 742 yards, 6 touchdowns. He missed 1 game, 742 yards, 6 touchdowns. So you could argue if he would have played that last game, he would have hit the 800-yard mark. Very good season. 2021 repeated it before he got down with the torn ACL for 2022-2023. Missed 1 game because of the 17-game season. 734 yards, 5 touchdowns. Very good. You could also argue if he would have played that one more game that he could have hit 800 yards once again. Okay. I know I'm stuttering in this video a lot. That is because I've made about 10 videos today and that I had to go off and read Calais Campbell's 17 years of experience. So give me a break, alright? Give me a break. And then again, he missed 22 in 2023 with a torn ACL. Missed 1 game with us. That was his first game. He did not get elevated from the practice squad. Had 33 receptions, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns. So throughout his 5-year career, he's played 71 games, 2,403 yards, and 15 touchdowns. He's been very, very good throughout his NFL career. And he can go up and get a ball. Now, this is what my dad really likes about Tim Patrick. And that I kind of realized after I paid attention to him a little bit more. That he is a wide receiver. If he gets open, he just sits there. He doesn't try to make sure the quarterback sees him. He doesn't do that. He just sits in his position and waits for the ball to come for him. And I like that a lot about Tim Patrick. I think that's the reason why he is so good. Now, Tim Patrick's market value is extremely not high either. And again, Tim Patrick, even though he had a very good year this year and has been very good in the past, because of his injury history, his market value is not going to be high, especially because of his age as well. His market value is a one-year, $1.6 million deal that put him 68th among all wide receivers and 604 in the NFL rank. That's $1.7 million per year if you round that up. Very, very cheap. I expect him to get slightly more than that. I expect him to get more around $2.5 to $3 million per season. But even if you can get him for $2.5, $3 million a season, that's a no-brainer in my opinion. Bring him back. Even if he isn't wide receiver 3 next season and you draft a wide receiver in the second or third round to become new wide receiver 3, this is an absolute must for signing in my opinion. And by the way, I'm not drafting a wide receiver in the second round. There's no way I'm doing that. I might draft him in the third round depending on what we do in free agency. But Tim Patrick is a guy, in my opinion, that's a no-brainer. You have to bring back, especially for that cost. But leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, one pride, go Lions.